Hello, this is your weekly explanation of your Bible reading, and we're going to be reading this week from about Isaiah chapter 18 through about Isaiah 45 or so. And I just wanted to give you an explanation as to what you're reading. So let's recap again how we got to where we are. The books of 1st and 2nd Kings were about the end of David's reign as king, the second true king in Israel. After David came Solomon. And Solomon's kingdom started out pretty well, but do you remember what happened in about 900 BC? Solomon started bringing in all these foreign wives into his kingdom. In fact, he had over 1,000 women in his life, and that changed Solomon's head, or his focus and his religion towards foreign pagan gods. And because of that, God judged the nation of Israel, and the nation split in two after Solomon. And so after Solomon, you have the northern tribes, which would be called Israel. So all the northern tribes were just called Israel. And then there was one tribe in the south called Judah. And so for the rest of the book of 2nd Kings, you hear about the bad kings in the north, which were called Israel. And those bad kings like King Ahab and Ahaz, King Ahab, and then all these kings, all of them were horrible. All of them were horrible. It began with Jeroboam, and all of them really ran the northern tribes into the ground until Assyria came and swallowed up the northern tribes. And then Assyria came down and also tried to attack the southern tribe of Judah. That was Hezekiah's. He was the king in the south at the time, but Hezekiah prayed to the Lord, and the Lord protected them from King Sennacherib, the Assyrian king. That's a really important story. Now, as you're reading the book of Isaiah, it's happening all during that time, about 700 BC. 722 is when the northern tribe fell. And so Isaiah is retelling a lot of what we read in 2nd Kings, but now from a prophet's perspective, on how all of the nations had practiced these pagan rituals of child sacrifice and horrible sexual practices. And God was one by one judging the nations as he was raising up the Assyrian nation to swallow up all of these pagan nations. And the Israelites in Israel would not be exempt. The northern tribes of Israel was also going to get swallowed up because they participated in all of these pagan religions like child sacrifice and bad sexual practices and all those kinds of things. And so Isaiah is recapping that. And so the first 39 chapters of Isaiah are really hard to read because there's not much hope. God is judging the nations one by one, knocking them down, including Judah. And then at the end of that first half of Isaiah like 37 through 39, you hear that story of King Hezekiah again, how King Hezekiah prayed to the Lord even as the foreign nation of Assyria was coming to attack them. And the Assyrian king, King Sennacherib, was defeated by God. There was a plague that went through their army, and they were unable to defeat Judah in the south. And Isaiah 39 ends with Hezekiah bringing the Babylonian kings in to look at his palace, and him bragging about his victories, bragging about his wealth, trying to set up an allegiance with the Babylonian Empire. And Isaiah tells Hezekiah, because you did this, because you thought, yes, you were strong when it came to Assyria, and you trusted in the Lord, but because you wanted to make an allegiance with Babylon, because you wanted to show off how wealthy your kingdom is, Babylon is going to come in here and judge and bring about discipline to this southern tribe of Judah, just like Assyria did in the north. You got that? So again, the big picture, Assyria, this world power, swallows up everything except for the small tribe of Judah in 722 BC. And now all that's left is Judah in the south. And Judah would one day also be taken off into exile by Babylon. Then there is this really strange kind of break in Isaiah chapter 40. It's like a whole new book. It's like a whole new type of writing. And some people believe that maybe this wasn't even Isaiah that was writing the second half of Isaiah, from Isaiah 40 through Isaiah 66, because it seems like it's a perspective after the exile, after Babylon has come through and taken them out. But the second half of Isaiah is all about hope, how God was going to bring hope, as he was going to restore Israel and restore Judah, even after even Judah had trusted in idols. And then there's going to be a servant that would suffer, a suffering servant that's foreshadowing the messianic kingdom of Jesus. So although Isaiah 1 through 39 is hard to read, because Isaiah 1 through 39 very much patterns the Old Testament in general. There's 39 books of the Old Testament, and there's 39 chapters in the first half of Isaiah. And there's lots of judgment on the nations, lots of God's wrath, very little hope. And then the second half of Isaiah, from 40 to 66, the 27 books of the second half of Isaiah, or chapter the second half of Isaiah, really pattern the 27 New Testament books of the Bible, because in the second half of Isaiah, there's all this talk about hope, about a Messiah, about a suffering servant. So if you're getting bogged down in the first half of Isaiah, keep reading, because once you get to Isaiah chapter 40, you're going to have tons more hope and tons more encouragement and a longing for this new Messianic king. Now, why is this so important? I think one of the major messages of Isaiah when you read it is that there is only one true God. Don't trust in kingdoms, don't trust in nations, don't trust in individual leaders, don't trust even yourself. That there is only one God, and he is the Lord, and he tells the future, he prophesies what's going to happen. He is the one you can put your trust in and ultimately look forward to that suffering servant, the Messiah, Jesus Christ. So it's a very practical book. It's probably some of your favorite Bible passages you'll discover as you read the second half of Isaiah. But keep reading. Don't give up. If you have any questions on Isaiah, please email me or call me. But keep reading. Don't give up. Okay, God bless you.